Hello everyone. I have finally decided to make a video that I've been meaning to make for a very long time now. And actually, looking back at all of the notes, this video will be absolutely tragically hilarious. I apologize for taking so long to make this video, but it'll all make sense very soon. Anyways, for those of you that have been watching my channel for quite a while, you'll know exactly how we got to 1 million subscribers. Good quality content, unique challenges, IRL videos, rank climbs, easily 1,000 hours spent in the past 8 years brainstorming video ideas alone to make new original ideas whenever I could. Well, unfortunately, a few things have happened in the last few years that I haven't ever talked about ever. And I ended up going from posting daily edited videos to not posting for several months straight. And by the way, before we continue, there is going to be a ton of good and positive things in this video. But before that, I need to explain a few bad things that happened in my personal life. So in January 2021, my father was diagnosed with cancer. Obviously, this was the worst news I have ever gotten in my entire life, past and present. On top of this, my grandmother, who helped raise me as a child when my parents were working all the time, began declining in health. This was in January. Now, this was really bad, okay? This was really bad. It was constant sleepless nights, anxiety attacks. You can imagine how it'd go. Then, a few months later, moving into April, I got myself in a bit of trouble with the community when I found out about a tool that could be used to break the League of Legends client, and you could literally use Practice Tool in a 5v5 custom game. Just to understand the severity of this discovery, I have literally had 4 different meetings with Riot in the past 6 years, trying to explain to them how having Practice Tool in 5v5 could literally revive the League of Legends YouTube scene. This was the greatest tool I ever could have dreamed of for making original creative League content. Like, you guys as viewers, do you want 1000 AP Malphite for the 1000th time? Or do we want a tool that could give an Iron player 100% cooldown reduction versus 5 LCS Pro players? Anyways, I knew this could be something huge, so I told all my content creator friends to come make videos with me so we could get some banger content together. We ended up stockpiling footage for a few weeks straight before everything went horribly wrong. I had the idea of having myself and a few others make an introductory video to a new creative form of multiplayer Practice Tool content. I had a bunch of viewers come into a 5v5 Practice Tool game with me and pretend like they had no clue what was going on. The idea was to create shock factor until we did the big reveal at the end, explaining that it was custom 5v5 Practice Tool and a lot of new and exciting content was coming in the immediate future. However, my friends, this is when things went horribly wrong. Now, let me explain. I am not a coder. I know nothing about coding or JavaScripts or anything like that. When someone has to code a .exe file to break into the League of Legends client to enable Practice Tool into a 5v5 custom game, I thought that we could reasonably simplify that as hacking the client. Boy, was I wrong.
Hey guys, today I'm gonna show you how fellow League YouTubers have hacked the Practice Tool and managed to play the multiplayer version. In this moment I'd like to show you how hard this thing is to do. Time to be a crazy hacker and modder. Damn, I'm good. Did you guys see how much effort I put into this? I'm sorry guys, but I might need to stop doing YouTube videos now, as I am currently waiting for job offers from CIA and FBI.
After myself and a few others posted our videos, all in similar style with the big reveal at the end, I went onto Twitter and found this tweet from Skin Spotlights. I don't get why content creators love to lie how they do stuff and say they magically hacked something when they didn't, and it's just a convenient bug that magically appeared and anyone can do, and which my current guess is someone in Nocturne screwed up. Much hacks were used, totally not that Riot somehow accidentally removed the Practice Tool max limit of 1 player on PBE. Unfortunately, due to IRL circumstances I was dealing with, I really wasn't in the strongest mental state to regulate my emotions when reading that. When I read that myself and my content creator friends were being accused of loving to lie, on top of it being said that anyone could hop into a 5v5 Practice Tool custom game just because it was a mistake from Riot, let's just say I should have left my replies in the draft.
Sheesh, 3 posts Am I really living in your head? It's just a YouTube title to make it more appealing. You wouldn't know because you're not a real content creator. Eat my dick.
That, my friends, is when I learned not to mess with skin spotlights. Biggest mistake of my career. Ironically, it actually wasn't even the tweet that caused any real issue. It was what was yet to come. Vanadrill, another content creator who makes bug videos, got involved into the mix when he thought I was attacking him as well, even though there had not been any mention of his name at all. Throughout his video, it was just a recapping of exactly what I mentioned before. It's not actually hacking, it's a scripting.exe to break into League of Legends API client Nocturne, and it's incredibly easy to do. Also mentioned in the video was a screenshot of the original title of the video that lasted for an entire 2 minutes on YouTube before I changed it myself for being misleading, where I'd said it was a rank game.
So as you can see in the title, he says he hacked the practice tool into ranked 5v5. To a surprise of absolutely no one, it wasn't ranked, and some people didn't really like it.
And while I had no negative intentions with my initial hacking video, I definitely do understand where I went wrong, and you best believe that mistake will not be made twice. I do wish that in Vandrill's video, he hadn't used a screenshot of the title I had for just the first 2 minutes, saying it was done in a rank game before I myself decided to change it, and then using a completely unrelated game that Ross Boomsocks posted as a gotcha. And I do also wish that this part of the video hadn't been completely left out to paint me as a villain. But seriously though, guys, this is custom 5v5 with my viewers. We have so many fun ideas coming. Practice Tool 5v5 is here. Subscribe for so many unique videos. Leave a like, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. But understandably, when you don't like someone, I suppose you want to paint the picture the way you desire. Moving on, 2 months after Practice Gate 2021, unfortunately, my grandmother did pass away. Obviously it sucks, but it is what happens when you get super duper old. And then, my friends, not 1 month later, Scamgate 2021.
You cited other people have been doing this. So I went ahead and I looked at all the people that Professor Akali claims to have helped out, and I went through all their analytics. And most of the time they're actually dying, or they're pretty much the same. I'm showing it on my screen. I went through every single one. None of them experience growth, or if they do, it's nothing that could be directly translated or correlated with Professor Akali. So it seems really weird. In fact, some of them ended up quitting streaming and never had any success in the first place. Some of their videos...
Twitch or YouTube?
Oh, it's everything. I looked at everything.
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of you already know about this situation since I made a video on it a year later or so I'll just briefly recap. Since I started doing YouTube myself, I used to help new streamers by making them YouTube channels, uploading for them daily, promoting their videos on my channels, mentoring them, giving them sponsors, everything you could imagine to help them for half of the revenue that their YouTube channel makes. These are just a few of the creators I've helped in the past. Zwag, Dantes, Fogged for the Win 2, Charismai. Long story short, I was going to work with another streamer named Charismai to do a management deal, but with Twitch this time. So Charismai offers the Twitch management deal to someone named FP. Then a month later, FP ends up flaming Charismai on a Smurf, and when he found out it was Charismai, he decided to double down and say that the management deal he was offered was predatory and pure evil. Unfortunately, being that it was mid-pandemic, this was peak everyone trying to cancel each other, LS decided to get involved, saying that me managing people was a predatory scam, showing declining viewership analytics of people that I've never managed in my life as proof, failing to show that I've helped bring up some of the biggest creators in League of Legends from next to nothing. At the time, I remember watching Charismai get in a call with LS while I was laying in bed, stun-locked with stress and anxiety. Had life been a little bit less cursed at the time, I'm sure Ellis and I could have had a conversation on his stream and solved everything then and there. And while he certainly did do irreparable damage to my reputation, I do respect the fact that when I was in Korea last year, he reached out to me, we had a very mature conversation about everything, and honestly, if none of this management scam drama happened, I'd probably be in love. The dude is dope. Anyways, unfortunately, when a drama happens online, as a spectator, it's infinitely easier to form an opinion on the first side you see or the side you just choose to believe, rather than doing any form of extensive research to know if you're right. I'm certainly no stranger to this. Moving on, there were actually an entire 4 months where I somehow managed to not get canceled. And that, my friends, is what led to the grand finale of 2021. The death of my father. And unlike any creators I've seen deal with this situation in the past, I didn't make a 30-minute video on it. I actually just didn't want to talk about it publicly at all. It was a very miserable time, but also looking back, I am very relieved to know that it happened because I know that the struggle had ended. So, not the best year, some might argue. Definitely had some better ones. 2022, though, it was looking up. I met my stepsister Jade. Life calmed down a bit, started a serious rank climb, and in just 2 months, got to 650 LP, 2 wins away from Challenger, right before Kim Jong-un's evil cousin, aka TSM's former LCS mid laner, inted me, and then I rage quit ranked for half a year. Overall, though, life was peaceful for a few months, and then boom, fucked in the ass yet again by Adam Sandler.
I do not know how you sleep at night knowing how many people you have stolen from and lied to. There are people you have stolen from whose wedding you attended, who you knew in real life. You're just not fit to be here. You're not fit to work here.
We still haven't been paid for them over a year later.
How could anybody have expected this? So you're either lying about the lawsuit or you're lying about this.
We couldn't just go 1 year without something going on, for the love of God. So, story time. Assuming you're not a hippie who doesn't care about money, it's every content creator's dream to get a Facebook, Mixer, YouTube, or any deal with another streaming platform to make content. Usually they pay you this crazy amount of money to make extra content on their platform, and all you have to do is promote it to your audience on your social medias. I was offered a deal with Facebook to make a bunch of content for a year-long contract, and I'd get paid a bunch of money every single month. Perfect timing. I just spent an entire year off getting canceled, having my family literally cut in half, and I was eager to get back into the zone. On top of this, I have always prided myself on paying for the best editors and paying them well. So it's like, okay, just got a juicy new deal, and now I can afford to pay my editors for constant uploads yet again? Bet. Daily Rank Series uploads, new Hardcore One Life series, new challenges IRL and in League. Little did I know, I was about to be cucked. This is the face of the man who cucked my 2022 redemption arc. This fucking guy. This man, Richard Little, aka Poquito, of the sponsorship company Influencer Stuff, managed to somehow get himself in with Facebook of all companies to find influencers to sign for their content creation program. And I had known Richard for several years. He was recommended to me by a big League YouTuber, and he had worked with most League YouTubers in the past. So I had no idea what I'm about to tell you would happen. Month after month throughout 2022, I had been told the money that you earned from Facebook is coming. There's just a bug in Facebook system. Oh, you'll be paid no problem. Soon. Oh, the money's coming. Well, as I'm sure you may have guessed by now, the money was not coming. Myself, as well as someone who I managed, who I got the deal for as well, not sure if they want to be named, ended up getting a few payments here and there just to keep going so that he could milk us further. But at the end of the day, a very large amount of money was completely stolen from us. I estimate I personally lost around 30 to 40 grand. And on top of that, I believe I ate some of the losses for my friend I manage so that he could pay for medical bills and life in general. Fun stuff, YouTubing, I tell ya. Fun stuff. Essentially, this man edged me for months on end until I eventually went directly to Facebook so that they could pay me directly. They literally ended up breaking their contract with Richard Little when they found out we weren't getting paid. And if there's one positive to this whole situation, it's that he probably had a mild panic attack when he found out about this. But at the end of the day, it turns out he had been scamming tons of content creators for many, many years. And I was never going to mention any of this because other than the occasional drama that I put myself into or I get pulled into, I really do just want to make videos to entertain you guys. But since the timeline matters, this pretty much killed my desire to succeed for the rest of 2022 and early 2023. I had essentially gone completely broke, paying for these editors to thrive and have an environment where they're, happy to work. And now I wasn't getting the money I was using to pay for them. And that, my friends, was pretty much GG. I pretty much did absolutely nothing for the first 8 months of 2023 until I decided I wanted to see if I could pull off a miracle by going to Korea and hitting Challenger. At that point, I wasn't sure if doing League content made sense anymore due to everything I'd mentioned above, but I knew that I'd always wanted to play in Korea ever since I was a little kid, and if I didn't end up doing it, I'd always regret it. If you're unfamiliar with the Korean server, it's pretty much the Disneyland of League of Legends. Everyone has 1 to 10 ping, and the games are incredibly competitive compared to NA or EU. And while my goal of hitting Challenger didn't work out, we did peak at 200 LP instead of the 600 needed, and now I was officially too broke to even afford thumbnails to mislead my audience. And now for the grand finale of the negative part of this video. Whilst I was in Korea going for Challenger, playing 18 hours a day, just minding my own business, I got ass blasted to infinity by a faceless AI YouTuber. Be watching a video called How Professor Kali Ruined His Reputation. It's this drama channel made a video on me.
Professor Akali was once one of the fastest growing League of Legends content creators, yet his journey took a disappointing turn, plunging him into low quality clickbait videos, unnecessary drama.
I swear to God, if anyone is looking to get easy money and views, just make up some hate video about how I run a religious cult or something ridiculous. 500,000 views on absolute nonsense. The entire video was him basically just saying how he's a Redditor that doesn't like for fun content, and when it came down to any real issues or fraud, he used example after example completely out of context. And I'm not accusing him of anything, but a lot of people seem to have noticed his script sounds like it was literally made from AI. I could break down 95% of this video for the nonsense it is, but to avoid this video being 2 hours long, I wanted to share some of the most ridiculous ones.
Only was it his bread and butter series, but he was often sponsored by sites selling botted Smurf and or low elo accounts.
Alright. First things first. If anyone can ever find any form of me doing that, I will personally PayPal you all the money left in my bank account, $0. It is a strange lie to make just to paint a picture.
He was also caught multiple times passing off custom games as ranked in order to farm content.
Once again, I have never done this before except for the multiplayer practice tool 5v5 game where I explained at the end of the video that it was a custom game. Absolute lie, absolute nonsense.
Watching and following him. The true intentions behind his dealings with the upcoming streamers remain shrouded in mystery. Did he seek to genuinely support them, or was there an ulterior motive lurking behind the surface? These questions are left unanswered, yet...
Oh, for the love of God. Which question is left unanswered? He took footage from and cited the literal video where I had every receipt pulled up and he is pretending like it doesn't exist. It's just shameless.
For Professor Akali had become an embodiment of deceit and dishonesty. His character once...
Yes, deceit and dishonesty. Yes, indeed. It's a bit ironic, honestly. Right
videos
here.
that caused many of his former fans to turn on him.
He literally showed footage that Riot sent me for my Akali reveal video. How's that low elo stomping? But, my friends, do you know what the absolute best part about LOL Athlete is? The guy who criticizes me for promoting Smurf websites I've never promoted in my life is actively promoting a boosting website at this very moment.
This season, choose a different path with Connect with a hand-verified challenger in under 30 seconds. Rely on at least one teammate who won't let you down. Start stacking those wins.
And that, my friends, is why it pays to be fake as fuck. Regardless of flashy thumbnails and titles, I am not a bad person, and I refuse to be labeled as one without defending myself. I've definitely tried my hardest at my job to the best of my ability, spending hours on titles and thumbnails every single week at some point, and I can definitely acknowledge that I've had some obnoxious ones in the past. But I do think there is a pretty big difference between someone who has clickbaity titles and thumbnails for a video game and someone who is actively trying to ruin another person's reputation using false information under the pretext of being a journalist. In my opinion, that is completely shameless. Also, can I just say, no mention of me having a rank series every year, No mention of me hitting 650 LP or getting high elo every year. Shameless, I tell you. So my friends, if you were wondering where the quality content went, where I've been for the past few years, everything that happened in the past ultimately led to me quitting League for several months right after Korea. And one last thing before we get into the good part, I'll just say now that I will be replying to every comment or question in the video, so please feel free to ask away. Okay, and now on to the good part. So I had pretty much stopped exercising, dieting, working hard. Everything positive in my life had just completely disappeared in the past few years. Even over the last few months, my ISP was so shit, fuck you, Cox Communications, that I was disconnecting every single day as I tried to build up a Twitch stream. Well, I just moved from Arizona to Austin, Texas, and I now have stable fiber internet, and my ping went from 65 to 25, which, by the way, is so OP. I didn't know if it would matter that much, but yes, guys, ping is actually huge, especially on a champion like Akali. Anyways, in general, life has been a lot more peaceful over the last several months, minus the disconnects, and I've actually managed to build up quite an amazing community on Twitch, and if you want to check it out, there will be a link in the description. As for this YouTube channel, my absolute pride and joy, my baby, I also have an update for her. I've come to an agreement with one of my absolute best editors, and they're going to be editing for me once again full-time, but this time with a large percentage of the channel. That means that once again, I'm going to start posting consistent quality content. The first goal is to hit Challenger, but after that, I'm going to be going straight back into IRL challenges, collabs, everything from before, and so much more. It really feels good to be back. And while I can't say that I look forward to getting canceled for some random nonsense in the next few months from now, I can at least say that I'm finally in the right mental space to deal with it years later. So with that in mind, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm really sorry about all the negative vibes in the middle of it, but I really felt the need to share all of this with you guys. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you guys around. Peace.